What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. It is so good to be back hanging out with all of you guys trading again and trying to rock these markets. We got Albert in the house. Good morning to you, Amy, Andrew. Good morning to Bill, Brenda, Cindy, Diane. Fabrice is in the house. Good morning to George, Jay, Jeff, Jeremy. Good morning. We got Joe, JT, Liza's in the house. Good morning, Lauren, Martina, Ryan. Ooh, squadron's piling in. All my peeps out in YouTube land. We got T Mac. Good morning to you. All the other lurkers in the background. That's okay. I still love you. Just hit that like and subscribe button and let's go. Yeah, we got Marie Lala in the house. Good morning to you. Sebastian. Yeah, got back from the squadron, got to hang out with Jeremy, the team, Matt DeLong. Got to hang out with everybody, kind of talk markets, talk business, talk everything. It was incredible. Actually, that was the first time we had the entire team together. We did miss Maloney. We missed Ricky. He's in Australia. That was a little bit of a flight, but appreciate both those guys hanging on to the reins, locking it down. I saw some crazy trades coming in. So you guys were rocking. But on a sad note, I mean, we did miss like two key days in the market. The one I was waiting for was November 14th, and that was the CPI. That one came in a lot lighter, so I think the markets really just needed that had to come in lighter for us to continue the rally. So that did. We got a good move off of it, a little bit of continuation. If we look at yesterday's candle, so if we're looking at the SPY, we have a little bit of a gap up, a retest gap. We had some more jobless claims come in today, and they were weak jobless claims. So bad for the economy, good for stock market for now. That will take a turn. That will change eventually, but not yet. I think still bad news is good news. There will be a certain point. And I've been saying this. I think we start to really look to say bull market might be over when the Jerome Powell wants to start lowering rates. So that's what I'm looking for now. Uh, Avoiding any other crazy news or something like swans out there, black swans, whatever it is in the market, but providing anything that doesn't happen, more wars or whatever craziness that could come up. If everything goes according to plan, I think personally for me, as soon as the Fed starts lowering the rates, we start to head down a little bit. But right now, SPY is holding. Let's go into that little bit of a pre-market just to see the reaction initially off of. And we have some interesting news from China too, just with BABA earnings, things like that as well. We'll get to that, but we did put in a little double bottom from the close of yesterday, from the low of yesterday. So we have some support built into the sand at this point. That's going to be somewhere around 449.01. I really don't want to see that get broken down. We do have VPOC one step lower than where we closed. So we're still not in a breakout bullish trend yet to say we could go back. But don't forget, the entire yesterday was really just a little bit more to the choppy side day. We did put in some element of a kind of a pennant pattern from yesterday. Let's draw from the that little support zone that we have. So we had some kind of little bit of pennant pattern, double bottom. This one did have a new, or still continue that lower low on the markets. All just retesting that after we got that break. We're just holding that as support for now. So we'll see what happens. But after this little pop from the jobless claims, we did now put it a higher high. So what I'm looking for on the SPY, what I think happens, I think we stay bullish. I think we get this little pullback. I'm not sure where this one holds. If it wants to hold at that pre-volume, maybe come down a little bit lower. And then I think we do get that break. So this is what I'm looking for the SPY. And I think once the tide rises, all boats kind of move with it. So that's the camp, providing again that there's no, I've been away for 2 days, so I don't know if Jerome Powell's coming in today speaking. I'm not sure if the Fed's talking today. If you guys know, let me know. But yeah, I haven't been as in tune with the markets just because it's real life trading, so life comes before trading, right? So we'll see. QQQ. Take a look at this one on the daily chart. Same, just looking at that thing briefly. It was about the same pre-market setup, same type of setup. Again, big gap off of CPI from the Qs. Big massive run. Yesterday was a retest gap. We did come in, we retested, we closed above yesterday's VPOC. We actually or 2 days ago VPOC. We yesterday's VPOC was higher than that one, so we're still in a bullish trend. And I do think we find a little bit of support. I think it's still by the dip. I also do think we're a little overextended. So I was talking about this with Stephen King at the retreat too. I'm like, yeah, I think it's probably time to sell some covered calls, and we're looking for some opportunities to do that. Try to lock some gains in. TLT. So that one yesterday. Again, we do need TLT to start moving. We're not absolutely collapsing like we were back here in from August 31st all the way down to the October 23rd. I want to call that the low, but really the Bill Ackman low to the exact penny of where he tweeted, I just closed my shorts, and we haven't broke that yet. So that's still in play. It's been a little bit choppy, but we're going higher highs. We are making higher lows, so nothing too crazy there. Today we are getting a little bit of a gap up, but we'll see if that helps the market. So we did get a pop off of the jobless numbers that came out about 37 minutes ago, and we'll see if that wants to carry. I'm looking for some kind of resistance on this one, maybe about 89.72. If we start to break that, the next real target maybe today we can get to it. That would be a really strong bullish day, I think. But that would take us to like 91.41, somewhere in that zone. I see a couple of tickers come in. If you guys have any other tickers, let me know. We'll throw that out there as well. PEP. Oh, I gotta put the right ticker in there. Oh no, it's my first day. It's my first day. All right. Yeah. Pretty good gap on Pepsi. New York State files lawsuit against PepsiCo for they're getting sued, so that means it should go up. Alleged plastic pollution along. If to be honest, if there's any state to sue for plastic bottles, it's going to be New York. I mean, I think that's obvious. That's why we got wooden straws there. Pollution along the Buffalo River. Okay. So only news I see, unless I missed something, seems like it would be a little negative toward it. But regardless, we are getting a pretty decent gap up. Let me check the volume areas real quick. Target on this one would be 170, probably about 170.60, somewhere in that zone. That would be my bigger volume area for the day. So that could give us about buck 23-ish, somewhere to that zone, buck 40. So we have some room on Pepsi, not bad. What I do like more is the highest recent volume candle for the Bears was this big drop. That wasn't actually even on earnings, but that was a decent looking drop. And we did take all that volume out with this gap up. So not only are we clearing this little bit of a potential double top, yesterday was also a retest candle, came in a little bit more to the bearish engulfing side. So any immediate bears are trapped in Pepsi, clearing that double top, clearing that candle. I think it looks good. The next real volume candle that we'd have to worry about on Pepsi would be not up until this one. So bigger area for me for today for short term, somewhere around this 170.60. Longer term, I don't think we have to really worry until 179. So that could also be a decent swing trade too. Probably want to play the retest of the break. So if you guys are not familiar with that, play it up into here. I'm talking swing trade, not day trade. See if we pull back, use this support, use that previous resistance as support, and then I think you get your swing trade out. And I think that would cover a decent run, even up and sell some partials here. Final target up there somewhere. So that could look decent for a day trade plus swing trade. In all honesty, not bad. So keep that on the list. Let me just move this up higher. Come on, you go. All right, we got it. All right, let's see. We got Google and Walmart as well. GOOG. Worried about the range. I would be worried about the target on this one. So you could make a little bit, $1.30, 138.45, something like that. This is all still an uptrend. And I'd rather be bullish than bearish. Don't get me wrong there, but this is all bullish, 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 bullish. We'll have to see where this opens. We still got 20 minutes, 19 minutes till the market opens. If we can hang above that wick right there, I think that looks decent. But even this gap is a retest gap. We did not close this one whatsoever. We did build a little bit of pressure. We're breaking out bullish from there. So I do like it to the bullish side. I really don't want to short it. But at open, I would like to see if this one actually pulls back first and then get in. Gets me a little bit of a higher risk to reward on my trade. Terrified of this, but this could also be a target up here too. So if you think this one could break, that's up to you. If you think this one can break, I would like this trade to place it as a bullish trade, and target would be up there. That would make sense. If you think this is going to be a major resistance, and it could be, we do have a couple of levels in between there. But if you don't think that's a major resistance, that's a decent trade. Continue the direction. Always a lot easier to go with the tide than against the tide. So, if there is any bears in this one right now, they're not feeling good today. They're not feeling good today. The only bears that are still like mildly comfortable are in that range, and I think they're starting to get a little sad pandas too. So we'll see. I can't imagine they're not going to try to take some profits, but I like it. Looks pretty decent. What was the other one that I missed? Walmart WMT. What happened? Nobody shops at Walmart anymore? Uh, Pretty good gap down. They did beat. Almost they beat, but they essentially came in line with estimates. So they didn't blow it out of the water in terms of earnings per share. On the revenue side, I mean, they did beat estimates by 1.15 billion. I don't know what else you could ask for there. It doesn't sound like Walmart's going out of business, which is good. Let's take a look real quick before we get to Walmart. Let's take a real quick look at Target from yesterday. Kind of similar in terms of earnings. Their earnings per share was definitely a little bit higher than expected, than Walmart just came in with. They beat revenue by 113 million. Biggest difference in these charts is what's called price for perfection. So this one's in the gutter, right? This one is gapping down. Everyone, I don't know why Target's going out of business. I guess the cult like Target shoppers don't want to shop there anymore. They're all angry. I don't know. But this one's in the gutter, forming a nice little base. It's pretty decent down there. And then they did come in with good earnings. Walmart, on the other hand, absolute beast of a runner. The earnings weren't horrible. I mean, earnings per share pretty much in line with, that's fine. Revenue is good. I think this is a big profit taking than anything. The other thing is that I don't know, that I don't want to speak out of line, but the other thing I don't know is their forecast. If they came in with rougher forecast, okay, that makes sense. People don't want to take profits at essentially all-time highs, if not all-time highs. So a little bit of different of a chart pattern between the two retailers. This one's been absolutely a beast and incredibly strong. Do I want to buy this dip at open? Probably not. You are trapping a decent amount of bulls that might still be in this thing. Want to take profits. Look for down here. You have good support, probably around 158.78. Otherwise, anything past that, I'm looking for close to about 156-ish. I think would be good. Walmart would be a good. I mean, they're a monster company, absolute monster. This one might not be a bad one to look for pyramids on the way down. So buy in different levels, either dollar cost average. Look for certain entries at certain prices, and then have protection. I don't see a lot of. I mean, there's some volume in here that could get a little choppy and maybe hold it up. Biggest volume is 143. So if we're gonna come back down and ever retest that is a much bigger drop, and patience sometimes pays the bills. So we will see. But again, getting a little close to support, but nothing too crazy. Tesla. Wow, I got a lot of lines on the Tessie, huh? Got a lot of lines. Cecil and Walmart, by the way, like I said, it's not going out of business. Pretty safe company. So at certain levels, it does become buy the dip. I think let it cool off today. Um, Usually wait like 3 days and then try to roll with it. We got Tesla, so that one did come up. They filled the gap. A little bit to the bear side today, holding support. So we're pretty much right back to yesterday's open. We are trapping some bulls. We already did close the gap. That's a reason for somebody to want to probably take some profit up in this range, specifically 244.55. I'd see some other people probably taking some profits at 242.15. And then I think the bigger target would be about 250. Psychological hold number, I'm actually looking at 250.06, but we'll see. But somewhere right around this 250 would be a good spot where I think a lot of people want to clear the deck. And I mean, if they were buying it at 200, 202, 204, 214, that's a really nice profit. No, really, really good profit on Tessie, especially when you had to survive this chop down day and this breakdown and all that stuff. But I did have, I canceled it because I'm a big dummy, but I did have a good, would have been an amazing swing trade on it. We put that one out. I was taking pretty much a break of this hammer. This next day came in. I was like, all right, it's already kind of closing below the stops. We didn't get triggers, so I canceled it. And of course, you get that one inside day, good pump. So would have got filled. Yeah, would have got filled on the probably toward the end of the day of this day here. The trade would have been active. Then of course you get that gap up, but I can't catch them all, and it wasn't following the plan. I didn't want to see that one candle first, although that's a good retest breakdown. I'm looking at a 5-wave count on this one. I can definitely see a 5-wave count. So I think this is a 1, a 2. This is our 3. Would kind of make sense. We pull back. We hit into this 228 range, somewhere down there. 4, one more pop, and then we have to see if we kind of want to double top or we start looking at this 250, like we said, as maybe end of 5 waves, and then whatever happens from there, we'll have to see how Tessie wants to play out. But we still now have this wide open gap that probably has to get filled at some point. We're gonna have some moving averages now for support. So coming into that support, I think that creates the wave 4, 5, maybe a little bit choppy today because you're still in a bullish short-term run. And this is why I think it might get a little choppy. We're still in a bullish move. We are starting to trap some bulls, but with this kind of breakout, I think people are going to try to buy the dip at least one more time on this thing and create that wave 5 worst case. But targets to the low end of this one. If we start breaking down yesterday's opening price, the next level has to be the low of the day. That's going to be a big spot to somewhere in the range of 236.50. And then I'm finding support. I think today, big support, probably 234.34. Otherwise, you're smack in the middle between two VPOCs. I would probably rather not touch this one at open. I think you get a better opportunity to short at somewhere around 243.27 and then to go long at 234.34. So those would be my 2 spots. Otherwise, flip that coin. Heads go long, tails go short. It's anybody's guess. But know your risk. If you're correct and you're putting your stops below, let's say you want to go long here at open, I don't think I would. I think I'd rather go short, but we'll see. You're kind of flipping the coin on Tessie, I think. Nvidia. What I got? 10 minutes left. I got to speed it up. I'm not on the same game I was. 2 days off slowed me down, I think. I don't know. We got Nvidia. We got inside candle still. So still, I'd highly consider the potential of good shop day on Nvidia. We are up pretty massive, great looking double top. I don't want to say buy puts, but I think it's a good spot to consider to buy puts for a swing trade. We've done nothing but just trend up higher. We did throw in a bearish engulfing candle. You have a really, really good double top. Worst case, again, trading comes down to risk to reward, right? So would you have a pretty decent reward on Nvidia if you get stopped out here somewhere, right? You start making that new higher high. Specifically, I think you break yesterday's candle. That would be my stop to go to say, okay, I think bulls probably still get this, and we level up maybe into this 528 zone. But if you're correct on the shorts or buying puts, I think even a 50% retrace of this bullish move would be your target. So I think you get a much bigger reward than you'd have to possibly lose. So lose small, win big. 50% retracement. That takes you right into almost kind of retesting this, which we just kind of broke that little downtrend resistance and never look back. So even just pulling back to some moving averages, but I would start to consider taking profits for me if I was in this thing long, or get prepared to at least plan out a short. You have some decent room to run. For today on a day trade basis, since personally I would expect chop, right? You're at a little bit of support. Same type of thing as Tesla. I would rather see us get bought up first. I would rather see us get back into this 295 zone before I look to go short. Actually, no. Based on where we're gapping, I'd probably look to get into like 488. Yep, somewhere around 488 would be a better spot to go short. To look to continue down short. That should be where the resistance is. Targets for day trade wise, again, I think it's going to be choppy. I don't think we get that free fall. But first target for me would be down to this 482.41. So again, even at open, I'm not getting great risk reward on this trade. Going short at open. The next spot after that one is 478.52. If that one breaks, that's when it starts to get fun. The next level I have that I think people will look at is 469.61. Otherwise, I could see a target down to 465. I don't think Nvidia does that today. I couldn't tell you. I'm not Miss Cleo. As much as I'd like to be, but I'm not. But yeah, I think if this thing gets bought up at open, that's your spot to attempt that one short, just based off that little pattern. See if we get a little pullback. That could get fun. We'll keep that on the list. We got Meta. I think Nvidia is always on my list, so I don't have to move that one up higher. Same with Tesla. Meta, the metaverse. I gotta move all these things off since it just does nothing but go up higher. Same thing, bearish engulfing candle. Any shorts to this point, you are fighting that big bullish trend that we had, so it doesn't make the short side easy, but I think short will give you better risk reward on your trade. Very, very similar to Nvidia. So you are inside day candle. Inside day candle, a little bit of support. I think if this one could get bought up a little bit, I think we get pretty decent resistance around 332.75. Resistance after that would be 335.94. So if you're taking stops even at 336, pretty good risk reward, right? Start breaking down, you got maybe 227.30. Level after that takes you to like 321, 320. Yeah, probably about 321. That could be targets for today if you think that these two levels could break. I don't know how strong some of those supports will be. I do think we get a decent support somewhere around 327.46. But I think in a longer term picture, we did run pretty fast, pretty quick on a lot of these things, and we did start to put in some bearish engulfing candles potential for at least. Again, I'm not saying the economy collapses, the stock market collapses, and we're sitting at all time lows. But can some of these things get a little profit taking pullback? I think it's possible. Walmart feels like a fade. Yeah, I think people might want to buy the dip on Walmart. Analysis. Yep. I would see if we get, because you are breaking a couple pivots on Walmart. See if you get a little pullback first, but I think at some point today, I think buy the dip on Walmart would make sense. I think that's at least how other traders will be looking at it too. We did put in a new higher high yesterday on Dick's Sporting Goods. Little bit of a, technically this was a retest gap, although we did clear at open that little pivot. Looks like we're still trying to break out. I'm looking at some moving averages coming in somewhere around 121.04. Again, slight little gap down, just hanging out inside day. I think we get some chop fez there. I would actually, for swing trade purpose, I don't know if I see too much on a day trade, but swing trade purpose, if we get back down into maybe 113.90, I think that would be a decent spot for us to go. Okay, let's go long 113.90. We'll throw some stops at 110, somewhere in that zone, and then see if we could kind of pound out there, at least retest into this 200 moving average at 121. And then if we could break that, we still have this wide open gap. So there's plenty of room to the higher side. We've been building a little bit of a base here. We're starting to make new higher lows and higher highs. So we'll see if we continue that trend. I'd probably like this one a little bit more for swing trade rather than a day trade. What do I got? 4 minutes left. All right. Boeing. Pretty interesting reversal hammer yesterday. We are gapping below 2 VPOCs. Again, so target would be a little rough on this one. 205.60 would be my initial. But if we think we could break that, we've got plenty of room. That might be a fun short. It's going to be one of those shorts where we're sitting there in there short going, come on, break, you mighty stallion. Break down. This is exactly where I had my targets. I had my targets at like 211. We almost got there. Yeah, I think this was a phenomenal spot to go short. I don't know if this is like the oh my gosh, we gotta, not that I would go all in anyway, but I'm still looking at this being a 1, 2. I think this was out 3. Most likely what happens is we kind of come down. I think we come down. I don't know if we fill this gap right away. But we put in that wave 5, double top, and then I think this is where you want to take some longer term puts to go short. But for day trade, yeah, I could see us starting that wave 4 now. So I think we pull back a little bit there. We're definitely gapping outside of yesterday's candle. That one looks like a fun short. All right, Amazon, aka Qamazon. Amazon. Well, a lot of these companies look very, very similar. That looks like a fun short too. Again, this one is a retest gap, bearish engulfing candle yesterday. I would like to see this one pop into like 141.95, 142. See what happens around there, and then really looking for maybe like 142.84. So see if we can actually buy the dip on Amazon before going short. But again, we've run like crazy. I don't see why a pullback wouldn't make sense. Targets for today would probably be about 139.56 if things could really get going. But again, buying it or selling it a little bit higher gets you better risk reward on the trade. So we'll see. Which other ones am I missing? BTC, Bitcoin. Bitcoin, nice little pop yesterday, pulling back some, just really retesting. That's a very, very strong trend. Nothing really holding this one back. Let's even look at it on a weekly real quick. What do I got? A minute left. Weekly charts. You're gonna hit some decent resistance right around where we're at now. So look for like 38,440. I think we get some resistance there. Otherwise, the next stop after that, 40,780. And I think that's going to be a little bit more of a better pullback spot on Bitcoin, but I think Bitcoin still has some room to run if you are sitting in the crypto market. I think I got like 30 seconds left. Did I miss any other? We covered it in video. That was good. NUVL. I don't know that one. NUVL. Unless I'm missing something, I don't see anything going crazy on pre-market. So more or less, we have to see where this one would open at. Otherwise, you do have a good break. Pretty decent resistance, somewhere around 58.98. So I don't want to see us break that. And then I think we start. I don't know how. Again, I'm not familiar with the stock, but I think this one will take us to about 61.93. Maybe not today, unless again there's news or something crazy on it. But otherwise, yesterday opened as a retest gap. We did retest that one. You're at a little bit of support. Probably look for more chop than anything. That was a morning bell, man. I'm extending time, but I had a 3-day vacation, so I'm okay with it. We'll make it work. Otherwise, everybody out there, YouTube land, if you have not hit this little like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys do so. This way you get the notifications when we do go live every single day, 9 a.m. Eastern to 9:30. You guys